Hello, and welcome back to my journey from normal to Norway. It is Sunday night, so time to chat again. And tonight I thought that I would talk about social media. Um, I'm not very active, if at all, on social media, and so I kind of wanted to talk about that, about why and maybe some of the benefits and maybe some of the things I wonder if I'm missing out on. And I feel like it's just such a prevalent part of our lives now. I mean, it's there, it's everywhere all day long. And so I thought it was important to think about for myself and to talk about. And maybe it's something that you've thought about already, or maybe this is something that will get you thinking. I don't know. So, yeah, just kind of a rundown on my use of social media or lack thereof. Let's see. So, yeah, I do have a personal Facebook account, but I almost never use it. I used to be kind of addicted to that. And it became a really unhealthy thing for me. I was basically, just sitting on my couch, scrolling through my Facebook news feed, and, kind of seeing what was going on in other people's lives, and not really living my own. I was spending my time monitoring their lives and the things that made me jealous about their lives, and it just kind of made me feel worse about myself, and it just kind of continued the cycle of not living, of just kind of existing. So actually a couple years ago, or I guess around 2.5 years ago, a friend and mentor of mine challenged me to not be on Facebook for 2 weeks. And one of those weeks I was going to be away in a place that was going to have really spotty Wi-Fi. And so I thought in my mind, that'll be really hard, but this will be the best time to do it. So it's really just like 1 week that I'm gonna have to try. And I kind of never got back to it after that. I ended up really enjoying it. And the thing is, before that challenge, it's something that I don't think I thought I would have been able to do. But the more time that passed without being on Facebook, the easier and easier it got. Actually, and I think around like a year before that challenge, something that happened was I was away in a place for a little over a week where I didn't have access to Wi-Fi, and so I wasn't on Facebook that whole week. And instead of just letting that be it, what I did when I got back was actually spend an all-nighter. I literally stayed awake the whole night scrolling through my news feed back to the last thing I had seen before I left, about 10 days before that. I mean, how unhealthy is that? I mean, that was a low point. That was pretty bad. And so it was a really good challenge for me and ended up working out and made me feel better about myself. And I did find that after that challenge 2.5 years ago, whenever I would go back to Facebook, even for just like a few seconds, I would see a few friends' posts and immediately feel terrible about myself and my life again, and only be aware of what was lacking in my mind, in my life. And so that's kind of a good indicator to me that it's healthier, for me at least, to not be on Facebook. Ooh, sorry, gonna move my leg. It's falling asleep a little bit there. Let me adjust back. And so, yeah, but the thing is, there's a lot of information that I have on my Facebook account that I wouldn't necessarily want to lose altogether. I'm sorry, now I'm just really like thinking about how is the adjustment, not that it matters, whatever. So, pictures and posts and saved things and all of that. So I haven't deleted it completely, but I did get rid of a lot of stuff, and I did make things very private to where I think a lot of stuff only I can see. And I kind of sifted through and defriended a lot of people who are not actually in my life. I hope that's not offensive to people, but I just kind of made sure that the friends I still have are actually my friends, are people who still know me and, my life and my story, and care about me and support me, and, people who I know them and care about them and support them, instead of just having a bunch of random people for numbers sake. I feel like that's a big thing, to just have high numbers and all of that. And I don't want to be part of that. So I made myself kind of go through that process. So it's there. I just never use it. And I actually only used it recently to let friends and family know that I had started this, YouTube channel. So anyway, so that's Facebook. Twitter, I, again, still have a profile, but I don't have anybody following me, and I don't tweet anything. I basically just use it as a news source. So I have followed certain people and publications and whatnot, so that I kind of get the daily, world news and, news about my city and things like that. So I use that, but not in any actually social way, not really connecting with people, just using it to kind of learn what's going on in the world. And that's it. I'm really not on other social media. I've never been on Instagram and Snapchat and other things like that. So the thing is, I think it's healthy for me to not be very active and present in social media, because that keeps me from comparing my life to other people's and finding my life lacking. It helps me to not feel so terrible about myself. I think it also helps me with how I use my time, so I'm not, wasting hours upon hours on those things. But I do kind of wonder at what might be lost. I think a positive thing is knowing people's birthdays and being alerted to that. And I don't really have that anymore. And so I do feel kind of bad, when I'm not one of those people who's wishing people happy birthday on their birthdays. And I did used to enjoy that. And I know how good it feels to have a bunch of people out there in the world wishing you happy birthday. So I don't know, I do kind of miss that. And also just generally, I think still feeling like you're in the know about people's lives. I think that was something that was kind of hard for me to let go of, and I kind of just had to look at it in a way of the people who I'm actually close to, I'll still know what's going on in their lives, whether that's through text or phone calls or FaceTime or email or whatever, that there will be some other form that if somebody truly wants me to know about their lives, they'll let me know. Or if I truly want somebody to know about my life, I'll let them know. And that's, maybe a little harsh, and it can be a little sad, because, you let go of knowing about some people's lives. But maybe that is a good indicator of who you truly care about and who truly cares about you. So I don't know. I think it's a difficult thing, because people tend to, I'm not going to say everybody, but a majority of people, only show their highlights on social media. You're not getting a true picture of who they are and what's actually going on in their lives. They only share the good stuff. And some of it is even fake. It's, got Photoshop and all of that stuff. I mean, it's putting images out there that just aren't real and aren't true. And I don't think that's helpful to anybody. I think that's hurtful, actually. I think it's hurtful to the people posting those things, and it's hurtful to the people seeing those posts. I mean, it sets up this unreal expectation of who we should be and what we should look like, and how our lives should look. And it's just kind of setting us up for failure. I mean, because I think that, again, can just snowball and get more and more out of hand, to where you just keep feeling more and more like, I need to look like I have it together. I need to look like everything's perfect. And what is perfect even? I mean, then you get this idea of it's supposed to look like that. Okay, so my life better look like that. And if it doesn't, then I'm clearly failing, something is going wrong, but I can't let anybody see that. And so I need to, in order to protect myself and how I feel, I need to fake things. But then through me doing that, other people seeing my fake stuff out there will then think, oh, she's got it together, I need to look more like that. And then they feel awful. And then that just goes on and on and on. So I really don't think we're doing each other any favors when we do that. I think we're making life harder for ourselves and for each other. And so I get kind of passionate talking about this. I mean, I think it's so important for us to show and share our real selves, because I don't know, I don't want anybody to feel bad about themselves, especially not in comparison to me. And I don't want to feel bad about myself in comparison to others. Again, I've referenced Brene Brown in another video, but here we go again. In one of her books, she wrote, comparison is the thief of happiness. And again, I read that and was like, wow, yes. I have compared myself to all sorts of people my entire life, and it has not led to any happiness for me. It's led to actually sadness and despair and all of these awful feelings. So whatever we can do to prevent a culture that sets us up to compare ourselves against each other, I think we should do. Just get rid of that, rip that out of our lives, rip that out of our culture, and become a culture of people who celebrate our differences and our uniqueness, and who don't have shoulds out there. Again, another thing my therapist has said, which has already spread to some of my friends in my life, is stop shoulding on yourself. Important to hear the word I said there, should. Like, I should do this, I should do that. Stop shoulding on yourself. And not only is that kind of funny to me, I enjoy when I think it and say it, but it's a good reminder that I'm unique. I'm the only me that there is in the world, or that there ever will be in the world. And that's a good thing. There's something about me that this world needs, or something that I can contribute that nobody else can. And that's true for each and every one of us. So there's something about you that only you can give to the world around you, that people around you can only find in you. So, you know, we need you to be you. It's actually hurting us when you're trying to be somebody else, and I'm hurting people when I'm trying to be somebody else. So again, I saw the time, and this video is getting long again. Sorry about that. I don't want them to be this long. But getting passionate again. Yeah, I just think it's so important for us to be ourselves. I think that will help all of us to feel better about ourselves. And I think it'll be such a relief to take away some of those expectations that lead to unreal things. They're not real. They're not truly attainable. There's nothing wrong with you the way you currently are, or your life the way it currently is. I mean, obviously we can all be, you know, trying to be our best selves, and you know, progressing in life, and pursuing our dreams and our passions, and those are all good things. But I would say do it your own way. You know, follow your own path. You have your life to live, that is unique and awesome, and yours alone. And so do that. Be you. I'm going to be over here trying to be me, as difficult as that can be. But I hope that if each of us are trying to be ourselves, that'll just lead us to more happiness and more contentment and more joy. And through us each being ourselves, I think it will be easier for us to celebrate each other. If we take away some of that jealousy and just some of those gross feelings, then we'll truly be able to be happy for each other, to celebrate each other's successes, and to not see each other's successes as our own failures. I think that's a really beautiful picture of what the world could be. So I hope to do my part in making that happen. I hope that, I know this is something that other people out there in the world are thinking about and pursuing themselves, so I hope that movement can spread and spread and spread until it eventually takes over the whole world, and we're all able to happily be ourselves, our real selves, and not expecting fakeness from ourselves or from each other, and we can enjoy our lives, and we can enjoy other people's lives, and celebrate ourselves and celebrate each other. I think that's a pretty awesome goal to work towards. So yeah, again, this video has just been me talking at you for a little while now, almost 15 minutes. But I hope that it's somehow helpful. I hope that it leads to something good. Somehow, sometime, someplace in the world. I hope that me putting this out there leads to good. I guess that's the hope of every video. Anyway, so this has been this. I'll be back with you again on Thursday, and I hope you have a great week until then. Until next time, Hada.